would certainly say perhaps some of the pivotal things that, for me, 2 points. One, I think post engineering, I was working in India, but I would really think it was my dad who kind of maybe encouraged me to think of doing a master's and doing it abroad. I was quite happy to be working here and getting a salary and having an easy life. But he certainly had better expectations of what he wanted me to do, and I think he encouraged me to go study abroad, and I think that had a big impact because I then went on to join, my company over there, which was eventually became part of their source system. So that's one, and I think the other part of it, of course, was I did decide to come back, and when I came back, I started the operations here in India, and it gave me a chance to have kind of an entrepreneurial journey where I had the freedom to run the company here in India the way I wanted. And so those, I would say, are the two pivotal moments in my career. Certainly a lot of mentors, I think, besides the influence that my dad had on me, I would say that along the way, I've had managers who've encouraged me to think bigger, to try new roles and perhaps step out of my comfort zone. And of course, you see role models both within the family and outside, which help you to understand what more is possible. No, I think I've been working for several decades now, few decades, and I think there are many points that happen. But certainly, I think I enjoyed, starting a company from scratch, including the incorporation, getting FIPB approval, running it through. I really enjoyed that part of the journey of setting up the company, running it, hiring, and growing the business. I think by the time we merged in with Deso, we were about 50 people here in India. The business was thriving. And for me, I think most importantly, the customers were extremely satisfied with the kind of relationship we had with them and the way we were able to support them technically. The other thing that I think for me, which is particularly meaningful, is seeing that many of my team members who perhaps I hired some straight out of college, to see how they have grown, how successful they are in their career, and how they have evolved in handling their teams, handling their interactions with customers. So I think for me that is also a nice accomplishment that I'm happy to see what they're doing today. So I would say that these are things which are important, not just for women, but perhaps for men as well. In my career, I perhaps, when I started, we didn't have a formal mentorship program, but that didn't mean that I didn't get mentorship. There were managers, there were, other people, maybe family friends, others who gave advice, who were available, and who, maybe mentored me. And I think that mentorship is something which helps people go beyond maybe what is even their own expectations of themselves. So I think mentorship is something which is important. I think continuous upskilling is a fact of life. All of us, young, old, men, women, we're all going to need to continuously upskill ourselves, whichever career we are in. So I think that is something we all need to do. But I think networking is one area that I do feel that perhaps as women, we are not as good at. And I think part of it is, of course, we also have responsibilities of looking at home and work, which gives us maybe a little bit of limited time outside work to spend on other activities. And, even there's family health that we need to look at. So I do think women need to perhaps make a conscious effort to build the network and retain the network with colleagues who have left, that business network of people who have left your organization. Maybe you've moved out of the organization, of maybe certain customers that you've had a good rapport with, people even within your own organization, but in other divisions or in other geographies. Taking that time to maybe having a cup of tea or staying connected with those people, it's going to help when you want some advice, when you want some information. So I think it's important we put the time to build the network. And another point that I'm realizing more and more is it's not enough to build a network, but you also have to feel free to leverage the network when you need something. Sometimes perhaps we are shy to actually tap into that network and get what we want. So it's also important to leverage the network when we need it. So I would say all of these are important to both genders. At DESO, we, I think, have a good representation of women both in leadership as well as within the company itself throughout the different ranks. We are creating a very good culture for work culture for women. We have strong mentorship programs. We have a buddy system both for men and women when they join as new joinees to, joining into a large company to help them get used to the processes, to understand how things work. I think all of these work. We also have certain continuous learning programs, including on soft skills. And some of these could be on topics like dealing with an imposter syndrome, something which perhaps women are more prone to, but which also men encounter, right? So these kind of learning programs are also available, and we hope this will help the women within our company into staying on and developing into leadership roles. But this is what we are doing over here. We also, in fact, look at things externally. So, as part of our La Foundation, which is our charity wing, we run a program called the Aspira program, which is targeting young women, trying to encourage them in STEM. So we have a schools Aspira program, we have an Aspira program for graduates, we have one in industry, and we have a rural Aspira program. So if I take the graduate program, what we've done is we've taken women in engineering, perhaps from lower socioeconomic background, and we have paired them with a woman engineer in DESO who serves as a mentor through all the 4 years of their engineering school. And the idea is, while we're also supporting these women economically, the mentorship is what we hope will help them address some of the challenges they might encounter through college, and I hope it will also prepare them when they go out into the workforce. We similarly do something for rural women where we're trying to do a 1-year diploma program, a residential program, where they're exposing them into technology, that how technology can impact in the rural segment. And therefore, there might be things like digital fabrication, there might be use of computers, use of certain kind of technology, understanding farm equipment. So various aspects that might help them address, problems in the rural environment that they're in, but use technology to address those problems. So that's another thing that we are trying to do to encourage these women to, give back finally, I hope, to society. And lastly, we also have a similar program related to industry where we're trying to teach some of these women about CNC machining and CNC programming, so that eventually they can then find jobs in that segment. So these are some programs that we are trying to do. In a small way, we are trying to contribute to impacting how women, can uplift women perhaps in this segment of society. Yes, no, I think that that's all we have, very formal and structured mentoring program available to both men and women. And I've been involved and had a chance to, both to mentor men and women. For me, I think it's a part of my schedule that I do enjoy. It's fun to spend some time with another colleague, understand some of the issues that they're facing. I hope I'm helping them navigate some of the obstacles or maybe thoughts that they have related to their career, and helping them maybe, see how they want to address certain challenges that they're facing. I certainly enjoy it because it also gives me a perspective. And in these interactions, not only do I see some of these situations in a different angle, it also gives me a chance or a window into their thinking and how, what they're facing today. So it's a chance for me to give back, but I also sometimes feel I get a lot out of it. And I think there is maybe some level of cross learning, which I certainly enjoy. sure. No, I think the thing that I would say is that if you're a young woman, I hope you'll have the confidence to continue in manufacturing. It's an exciting field. There's a lot happening, and I hope that you're in a company where you will get the chance to do some of this mentorship. If it's not there in the company, I hope you will reach out and approach mentoring in a different way of trying to find mentors perhaps around you. I think the networking is something everyone can do, and I hope for senior women or that you're taking the chance to pass on some of your experience to others, so that they also get to learn and benefit from the experience that you've earned over the years. That's what I had. Thank you.